The largest party of the House of Representatives, Nepali Congress, finally held its Central Committee meeting from yesterday after a gap of almost 1 year. The long-delayed meeting, which will continue for about a week, is expected to witness heated exchanges between rival factions as there is growing dissatisfaction over the way the party has been functioning under the leadership of Party President Sher Bahadur Deuba. Good morning, I'm Abhyuday Shrestha and these are the headlines of the hour. Nepal spared from falling into the grey list of the global money laundering watchdog FATF. Nepal government commits to improving on all sectors within the given time frame. Nepali Congress members from today to discuss on reports presented at yesterday's Central Committee meeting. General Secretary Thapa presents an annual calendar to put a check on Party President Deuba's unilateral ways. North Korea detains a serving U.S. Army soldier who crossed the heavily fortified border from South Korea without permission. And Nepal's national cricket team currently playing against the United Arab Emirates in their last match of the ACC Men's Emerging Teams Asia Cup today. UAE bat first. Nepal has been safe from falling into the grey list for money laundering this year and has a chance to improve itself. After committing to improving on all the required sectors in the designated time frame, Nepal was spared from falling into the grey list of the Financial Action Task Force, the global money laundering and terrorist financing watchdog. At the 23rd General Assembly of the Financial Action Task Force held in Canada earlier this month, Nepal was spared from falling into the grey list and was given an additional 1 year to improve with conditions applied. Governor of Nepal Rashtra Bank, Maha Prasad Adhikari, led a team of around 30 members to Canada earlier this month to defend Nepal from falling into the grey list. The Nepali team is returning home today. The international entity has doubts on Nepal's cooperatives, real estate and insurance sectors. 5 months ago, the Asia-Pacific group of the Financial Action Task Force had advised to put Nepal in the grey list for money laundering. At today's Central Committee meeting of Nepali Congress, central members of the party will present their views on the proposals and reports presented yesterday. The annual calendar was presented at yesterday's Nepali Congress Central Committee meeting, which was held after almost a year. The meeting is delving into reports of several committees of the party, along with the performance of the party at the Parliament and from the government. After General Secretary Bishwa Prakash Sharma presented the agenda of the meeting yesterday, another General Secretary Gagan Thapa presented the annual calendar. The calendar presented by General Secretary Thapa has included topics including membership campaign of the party and the proposal to increase party departments from 48 to 70. A proposal has also been made to hold the Central Committee meeting every 2 months as provisioned by the party statute. General Secretary Thapa's proposal includes increasing new 500,000 to 700,000 new members each year. No discussions were held on the proposals and reports presented by the party members at yesterday's Central Committee meeting. The budget expenditure of all the 7 provinces are in a sorry state, similar to that of the federal government. Of the total budget, Madhya Province has spent 57.36% with 51.86% in the current expenditure and 61.72% in capital expenditure. Capital expenditure has increased by 0.81%, while the current expenditure has reduced by 15.53% in Madhya Province. The situation is not satisfactory in Lumini Province either. Lumbini has spent 71.7% in the past fiscal year. Of the total budget of 42.63 billion rupees, only 30.57 billion rupees has been spent in Lumbini. This is only 1% higher than the previous fiscal year. Failure to ensure timely completion of projects has limited budget expenditure to 67% in Bagmati Province, 66% in Gandaki, 67% in Karnali, and 69% in Sudur Paschim. Among the provinces, Koshi has spent the highest of 78.64%. Koshi Province has spent 18.13 billion rupees in capital expenditure and 12.8 billion rupees in current expenditure. The impact of such failure in ensuring timely expenditure of the budget has been seen in financial good governance, transparency, and development works. In our Public Voice segment, we had asked people in several provinces, why have provinces struggled to implement the budget? Let's take a look at what they had to say.
Public Voice.
सरकार स्थायी नहुनु एकलौटी ढंगले बजेट निर्माण गर्दाखेरि चाहिँ बजेट कार्यान्वयन हुन नसकेको
सरकार आफू कसरी टिक्ने भन्ने कुरामा चाहिँ बढी केन्द्रित हुँदाखेरि विनियोजित भएका बजेटहरू कार्यान्वयन हुन सकेको छैन।
स्थानीय सरकार र केन्द्रीय सरकारसँग पनि समन्वय नभइकन बजेटहरू विनियोजन गर्दा
मुलुकको अस्थिर राजनीति नै सबैभन्दा बढी कारक तत्व हो।
जति पनि मान्यज्यूहरू हुन्छ उहाँहरू जनताप्रति भन्दा पनि आफ्नो पार्टीका कार्यकर्ता आसेपासेप्रति बढी वफादार भएको हुनाले
आपसी द्वन्द्व चिरेर बजेटलाई सदुपयोग गर्नतिर लाग्नुपर्छ।
काम गर्ने वातावरण छैन यहाँ।
उनीहरूले चाहिँ हचुवा र सेटिङको भरमा बजेट विनियोजन गर्छन्।
कार्यकर्तामुखी नेतामुखी बजेट लिएर गएर ती त्यस्ता ठाउँमा खने हुनाले
एकैचोटि अन्तिममा खर्च गर्न खोज्दाखेरि कार्यान्वयनमा कठिनाइ भइरहेको।
संघीय सरकारले प्रदेश सरकारको जो दूरी छ त्यो दूरी बीचको चाहिँ असमानताको कारणले
जनताको भावना नबुझेर प्रदेशले नीति तथा कार्यक्रम त बजेट बनाउँदाखेरि पारदर्शी रूपमा बनाएन। कार्यकर्ताले पोषिने खालको बजेट बनाउँछन्।
कता कमिसन छ, कता के गर्नुपर्छ, कता मिलान गर्नुपर्छ त्यता ध्यान नहुन्छ अनि बजेट लगानीमा बेलामा नहुने।
नेताहरू अब व्यक्तिगत स्वार्थमा रुमा लिएका अनि नीतिगत अस्पष्टता,
ढिलो चाहिँ टेन्डर खुलाउने प्रक्रियाबाट ढिलो जाने,
प्रक्रियागत समस्याको कारणले
सबैलाई अलिअलि घुस खुवाउने यताउता भनेर पैसा चाहिँ दिनुपर्छ भन्छन्, कमिसन लिन खोज्छन् आफूले पनि भित्रभित्रै।
यो सम्बन्धी कानुनहरू चाहिँ नि संघले बनाएर चाहिँ नदिनु, अधिकार नदिनु।
यिनीहरूको आपसमै भागभण्डामा सहमति नमिलेर
Out of the 24 projects listed as National Pride projects, the Melamchi Drinking Water Project, Gautam Buddha and Pokhara International Airports have been completed. The progress of the remaining 21 projects are, however, dismal. This includes the works of the Kathmandu-Tarai Fast Track, considered a game changer for the country's economic progress, which has been assigned to the Nepal Army. The fast track, based on its schedule, should complete within this year. However, progress has been limited to 25%. The government had taken the decision of giving the responsibility of the construction of the Kathmandu-Tarai fast track to the Nepal Army some 6 years ago. The fast track that extends from Kokana in Lalitpur to Nisgad in Bara has to be completed within the ongoing fiscal year. However, the deadline has now been extended by 3 years. The cost of the project, which was initially estimated at 175 billion rupees, has reached 213 billion rupees. It took almost 1.5 years for the government to clear the detailed project report DPR. Currently, the Nepal Army has contracted various vendors to construct 3 tunnels and 87 bridges for the fast track. Excavation of just around 1,823 meters out of the total 6,415 meters of the tunnel has been done so far, while works concerned with 45 bridges are currently underway. In the meantime, only 49 billion rupees has been spent for the project so far, as the government has been issuing an annual budget of 30 billion rupees. Transportation of goods from the Tarai to Kathmandu is expected to be faster by 4 hours following the completion of the project, which is estimated to help the state save 50 billion rupees annually. 2 major generals have been changed since the Nepal Army shouldered the responsibility. The delay in the construction of the fast track has been attributed to political disputes and lack of allocation of sufficient budget. Minister for Fiscal Infrastructure and Transport Prakash Jwala has said that the construction works of the Tonkot Nagdunga tunnelway will be completed within a year. Minister Jwala, who had reached Tonkot yesterday to inspect the progress of the project, said that only 32 meters of the tunnel remains to be constructed and that construction works have been expedited to ensure operation of vehicles through the tunnel within a year. The minister has termed the progress of the project satisfactory. The tunnelway is being constructed with the concessional loan of 16 billion rupees from Japan and an investment of 7 billion rupees from the Nepal government. The tunnelway, which is 2.68 kilometers long, includes 2 tunnels, the main tunnel, which is 9 meters in width, and the rescue tunnel, which is 4 meters in width. 60% of the construction of the tunnelway has already completed. The project had begun in the year 2019. The divorce rate in the country has gone up by almost 5 times in the past 10 years. Around 37,434 divorce cases were recorded in the annual report of the Supreme Court for the Nepalese year 2078-79, as opposed to 7,704 a decade ago. Some of the top reasons for divorces, experts say, are violence against women, disparities in law, and extramarital affairs, among others. In the Nepalese year 2077-78, a total of 27,425 divorce cases were reported across all courts. The district courts received the highest number of divorce cases. Likewise, based on latest figures in the report by the Supreme Court, the judicial system has received 35,699 cases of property settlement and 31,339 cases of property transaction. The District Court in Bagmati and High Court have witnessed the highest number of cases. Madhya Province topped the list of provinces that settled the most cases in the fiscal year 2078-79, handing out verdicts in 26.8% of the 97,291 cases it received. Meanwhile, Bagmati managed to settle 26.43% of the 77,681 cases it received. With regards to the cases that are still pending, the Supreme Court says inadequate human resource and lack of financial autonomy, among others, have slowed the process of justice delivery. Meanwhile, Supreme Court Justice Dil Prasad Shrestha topped the list of justices on the number of cases settled, with 765 cases in 75 working days. However, the scenario of the implementation of the verdicts handed out by courts have remained weak, as only 27.57% court decisions were implemented in the last fiscal year. Likewise, only 59 of the 214 mandamus and directives issued by the Supreme Court and just around 1/4 of the decisions by courts at all 3 tiers have been implemented. Government initiatives of raising access to technical education has failed to raise the attraction towards the stream, as the number of students in universities is on a decline. The Agriculture and Forest Science University in Chitwan, for instance, that has granted affiliation to 9 campuses, failed to receive a single enrollment this year for graduate level. The Himchaya campus in Gairakot of Nolparasi, that was established 8 years ago, failed to receive a single application for its agriculture studies, while only 4 enrolled for forestry studies. Last year, 25 students had enrolled in the forestry study. This has left the entity's existence into question. The scenario is similar for other campuses with livestock and veterinary subjects. Of the quota for 1,000 students, the campuses have seen enrollment of just around 456 students. Furthermore, 20% of the students on average tend to leave mid-session. University officials say political activities like padlocking campuses, lack of qualified teachers, and the lack of guarantee of jobs after receiving the degree has reduced the number of students. Other universities like Pokhara and Purvanchal have also reported a reduced number of students in agriculture and forestry. Elsewhere, 50% of the seats at CTEVT are vacant. Experts opine the fees and uncertainty of job prospects are a few reasons for the scenario. Meanwhile, 110,000 youths have left the country for studying abroad so far this year. It's time now for our segment Public Pulse, where you text us with your opinion.
Public Pulse.
Here's the question. Why has the attraction towards the study of agriculture education reduced in an agricultural country? Your options are A, expensive, B, lack of employment opportunities, and C, no understanding of significance. The voting is on. Type NEWS, select your option A, B, or C, and send it to 34001 to share your opinion with us.
Sports news.
Nepal's national cricket team are currently playing against the United Arab Emirates in their last match of the ACC Men's Emerging Teams Asia Cup. In the match being played at the P. Sarah Oval in Colombo, Sri Lanka, the UAE won the toss and are batting first. Based on the latest update, the UAE have scored 52 runs for the loss of 2 wickets in 16 overs. Team Nepal have already crashed out of the tournament and are aiming to secure a consolation win. Prior to today's match, Monty Desai coached Nepal had lost against the A teams of Pakistan and India. Poor batting has plagued Nepal throughout the tournament. In the 4-wicket defeat against Pakistan A, Sompal Kami top scored for Nepal with 75 runs. In the second match against India A, Nepal were thrashed by 9 wickets, where Rohit Paudel top scored with 65 runs. Team Nepal failed to play the entire 50 overs against both India and Pakistan. Nepal's today's opponents, UAE, have also yet to secure a win at the tournament as they lost to India A by 8 wickets and were thrashed by Pakistan A by 184 runs. Team Nepal will be under more pressure than their opponents today as the UAE have fielded their second-string side. However, Nepal have been securing wins over the senior side of the UAE in recent time. That's all for the moment. Thank you for watching. Have a good day.